Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Gaurav, we can hear.
Okay, okay, so let's start. Okay, so let me just give you the overview of what we have discussed till now, and then we'll proceed towards the next topic. So we started off with the basics of SAP HANA, like in-memory computing and the column-based data storage and all the HANA concepts. Then we talked about SAP S4HANA, in which we understood the key pillars of SAP S4, and we also understood the SAP Activate methodology from the new implementation point of view, and we discussed how it is different compared to the SAP methodology that we were following till now. And in our last session, we just had the first look at the SAP system, okay, in which we seen how exactly are you going to check which version of SAP you are using and how it is different than the traditional ECC system. For example, we have seen some of the SAP Fiori screens, how to configure your own launchpad, how to add a particular app in your launchpad, how to delete something, how you can change the theme of SAP Fiori. So some of the basics about SAP Fiori we had seen in our last week. And the transaction levels, like how to create a purchase order, how to do the GRN, all these things we'll be seeing once we talk about that scenario. So whenever we'll be talking about the procurement to pay cycle, we'll be seeing how to do the transactions related to procure to pay from SAP Fiori screen. So for now, we need to start because whatever we have done till now, it was all the things which were from the fundamental point of view to understand what exactly SAP S4HANA is. So now let's start one by one. So we'll be talking about the, first of all, we need to talk about the master data. So what has been changed for the material master and what has been changed from the customer, vendor and business partner master data. So that is something which we need to discuss today. But before that, before we talk about, before we create the master data, before we go to the configuration, as I told you, we are going to create our own company code setup so that you should be able to clarify that there is no change as far as the enterprise structure is configured. So normally we go with the copying of the standard company code, but what I will follow is it will not take more than 15-20 minutes. I will just start from scratch. So I'll create a company code, a purchase org, sales org, plant, which we will be using throughout this course. Okay, so that is all the idea that we are going to see today. Before that, I think let me give you some time to clarify your doubts if you have any related to the previous sessions, because I think Arijit has some questions before I start. Please go ahead, Arijit.
Yes, hi Gaurav. Actually, I had missed 2, 3 sessions before. I had gone through the
Okay.
recordings. So, actually, I have a few questions. Can I ask?
Arijit, your voice is not clear.
Okay, you are able to hear me?
Yes, it is better now.
Okay, actually, I had missed a few sessions previously.
Mm-hmm.
The recordings.
Okay.
So, I have a few questions. So, I mean, for example, you were talking about that the whole system.
Arijit, Arijit, your voice is not very clear. Can you just write your question on the chat screen? Otherwise, I think there is some problem with your mic.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'll
Just write
do
your
that.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else has any question before we start
Gaurav, this
configuring?
is Raghu. This is my
Yes, Raghu.
first session again. Some questions here. So, sorry if they have
Okay.
been answered before. I went through recordings, not all of them, but I did go through 2 of them. Not the last one, the previous one. Quickly. So, in this session, we are going to cover S4 SD1, S4 LG1, and S4 MA1. Is that right?
Yes. So
Okay.
procurement, sales and distribution, and manufacturing.
Okay. And So, for example, I know you're about to start the master data part. So we are going to see
Raghu,
examples of how to create a, yeah, hello?
yes, Raghu, is it fine if we continue with today's session? Because I'm expecting the questions related to the last session, but if you have the questions related to course or something, it will be good if we, I'll give you the time after the course, sorry, after the session is completed, then we can have the discussion because there are a lot of guys
Sure.
who are,
Makes sense. Yes, yes. So no problem. Yep. Sorry. Go on.
okay. Any question related to the previous session, who have attended the session, any particular thing that they want to clarify? For the guys who has not joined the earlier sessions, I'll give you the time after this session. Okay, so let me just start with today's session, and as I told you, I'll definitely give you the time to clarify your doubts later on. So as I told you in the last session that the screen, if you see, it looks similar to what you are able to see in ECC, right? Because you are getting two options here. The one option is using the traditional GUI, which is exactly same as you were using earlier. You will be using your user ID and password to connect to the server. And other thing is you can directly go via SAP Fiori, which is this one, which will take you to the new new GUI, which is for SAP Fiori. Okay, so from the transaction point of view, most of the users will be using SAP Fiori screens because they are simple to use. It will allow you to save the time. On the other hand, from the configuration point of view, because not all the configurations are available on SAP Fiori as of today, we will still continue to go with SPRO screen. So from on-premise edition point of view, the configurations are still not available on Fiori. From cloud edition point of view, there are already some apps which are provided which can help you to do the basic configuration, but again, not fully. So you definitely need SPRO screen in both the cases, even if you are working on premise or you are working on cloud. So I'll start with SPRO. Okay. Definitely within this, I don't mean that everything is same. There will be a lot of new things that you'll be able to see. Like for example, you can see migration to SAP S4HANA Finance, which is definitely not going to be available in ECC, right? So there are some new things, but it is similar. The screen is similar of SPRO. I'll go to enterprise structure. As I told you, I'll create everything from scratch. It will just take 10-15 minutes, but once it is created, this will be used for our entire course. So first of all, I need to create a company code. I'll do this faster because I think this is very much, you are already aware of all these things. So let me just go fast. So for our purpose, let's say I will create a company code with code SL, which is simple logistics or SAP S4HANA logistics. Let's say 20, I think is not used, or maybe 02. So SL02 is the company code that we created for our purpose. This is nothing but a sample company code. Okay, city I will just use as Bangalore, for example. Country IN, currency INR, and language EN. Okay, I'll just enter the mandatory information. So country is required. So this is the TR. I will just say the default TR. So the company code is now created. Next, I will go for I'll not do all this because these are not mandatory. As I told you, I'll always follow the mandatory one. Let's go for logistics and go for the plant. We definitely need a plant to perform all our transactions. So this is again SL02. Factory calendar, let's keep it as IN and save this. Again, the mandatory information, which is IN. Okay, so now we have a plant. We have a company code. Let's go for location and division. SL02, SL02. Same thing again. Same. Division. I think SL is already being used, so I'll do this S2. So logistics general done. Let's go for sales and distribution. Create a sales organization. SL02, SL02, and sale. Distribution channel. I'll again create with S2 because it is 2 digits. You can always copy, that is not a problem. If you want your practice, you can copy any of the company code, all the setup will be copied automatically. So this is sales office, next is sales group. Let's go to MM. We need the storage location, SL02. I'll create a storage location with same name, that is SL02, and save. Purchasing org. Okay, so this is done from the definition point of view. There is one more thing in logistics execution. We need a shipping point, which we need to use while creating the sales order. Okay, so from definition point of view, we are done. Now let's go for assignment. So within assignment, let's assign the plant to company code. So SL02 will be assigned to SL02. This is not required. We can come out. Sales organization to company code. So SL02 again. Save. Distribution channel. Sorry, it is not there, I think. You need to click on new entries. So SL02 will be assigned to S2. Division to sales. Same thing, SL02 with S2. Sales area, which is a combination of sales org, distribution channel, and division. Assigning sales office to sales area. Finally, the sales group. Sorry, one more. Sales organization to distribution to plant. So SL02, S02, which is a distribution channel, and the plant is again SL02. Okay, so this is done from the sales point of view now. Now let's go back to materials management, assign the purchase organization to company code first and to plant then. SL02 is assigned to SL02 to plant. Okay, and the last one, within logistics execution, we need to assign shipping point to plant. So let me just select shipping point SL02, which I'll be assigning to SL02. Okay, so we are now done with the basic organization structure from logistics point of view, but as we know that this is not sufficient, because whenever you do transaction, any material movement transaction, you need to have accounting in place. So from accounting point of view, we are still not done with the complete thing. So at least we need to maintain the global parameters, for which I will go to financial accounting global settings. Within this there are global parameters, enter global parameters, which is OBY6 screen. Okay, so this is a change mode. I'll just try to find my company code here, and I'll just maintain the basic information like chart of account. I'm going to use the standard chart of account INT. Fiscal year variant, let's use V3, which we normally use in India, that is April to March. Field status variant, again I'm using the standard one 0001, and also the posting period variant. So this is the basic information that we need. All other information is not really required for our scenarios. So let's click on save. Okay, and last thing, the controlling. So within controlling, I need to create a controlling area, which I'll be assigning to my company code. So maintain the controlling area from here. New controlling area, which is going to be SL02. SL02. Company code to controlling area setting is 1:1. Currency type, there will be only one option, that is 10. Just select that. You will get this information by default coming from the company code. So SL02, it will ask for this particular thing. What is this? It is saying the cost center standard hierarchy SL02, which we provided here, is not available by default. Whether you want to create it, we'll be saying yes. So it will be created in the background. Yes. Okay. Then we need to assign this controlling area, which we just created, to our company code SL02. And lastly, you need to go to this activate components, new entry from year 2017. Just activate this component called as cost center. Nothing else. Just click on save. Okay, so whenever you will be practicing on this server, you can refer to whatever we discussed till now, so that once this is configured, then only you will be able to perform the transactions. Otherwise, you cannot directly do the transactions in MM and SD. Okay, so this is the basic configuration, which I think it is done now. There will be small things which may stop us to perform the transactions, which we can tackle whenever we'll get the errors. Like for example, the number ranges and all, these are some things which may come whenever we'll do the transactions. So now let's focus on the main topic that I told you, the differences, the deltas in terms of the master data. What has been changed from the master data point of view? So we'll start off with the very important master data, that is of customer and vendor. So normally, as you know, that if I want to create a customer or a vendor in SAP ECC, I was using these transactions like XD01, okay, and XK01 to create a vendor. But now As you can see, I just entered the same transaction XT01, which resulted in a error. Not a error, but it is saying that automatically system has redirected to transaction BP as transaction XT01 is obsolete. So which means XT01 is not available as it was available till now. So how are we going to create the customer? It is redirecting to transaction BP, which is for the creation of business partner, which means in SAP S4HANA, the way in which the customer was created is not same. It has to be created now as a business partner. So whenever you want to create a customer or a vendor, it has to be created via the business partner screen. Now what is the difference? Is business partner a new concept in SAP? Not at all, because in ECC also there was a business partner concept. So if you were using the applications like SRM, CRM, FSCM, in those applications, we were already using the business partner master data. But the master data for CRM, SRM was different, and the master data for ECC system, which we normally do the transactions with, for example, the sales order transactions, purchasing order transactions, we normally don't worry about the business partner. We do the transactions through customers and vendors. But now in SAP S4HANA, there is a centralized master data in the form of business partner, which means all the applications, including the SAP S4 application, CRM application, SRM, FSCM, whatever different components are there, the master data will be created only via transaction business partner, that is BP. Okay, why that is required? Because as I told you, currently CRM, SRM applications are still available as the separate applications with SAP S4. But going forward, maybe 1 year, 2 year down the line, CRM, SRM, APO, all these things, even EWM, all these things are going to be within, they are going to be embedded within the same system, that is SAP S4HANA system. So in preparation to that, we are not going to create a separate master data for independent applications. We need a centralized master data for all the applications at one place. And that is the reason business partner approach has been selected as an approach for creation of the customers and vendors. All right. That is the reason you are getting this error here, that the way in which you were creating the customers is not available now. It has to be created via the transaction business partner. And system is automatically redirecting you to this new transaction. Okay, so what it is saying is automatically the transaction BP is called and system is asking you to create a business partner, and it is giving you these three options. Whether you want to create a business partner as a person or as an organization or as a group. Okay, so let me tell you what exactly is the difference. And normally for our purpose, we are always going to use the organization. But let me just give you the overview of what these three things are. So for example, let's take a example of Tata Group. Okay, within Tata Group, there are many different company codes. So this is nothing but a group. Within Tata Group, there are a lot of Tata Chemicals, Tata Steel, all these are different organizations, right? TCS, these are all different organizations. And within these companies, there are different persons who are working. So let's say A is a person, B is a person, just for example. So these are the persons. So what I can do is, I can either create a business partner as a group, or I can create the business partner as an organization, or I can create a business partner as a particular person. But normally when we are talking about creation of customer and vendor, we'll be always creating the organizations. Okay. Another example, let's say you are dealing with a bank, let's say HSBC Bank. So HSBC Bank will be the group because there are different branches. So HSBC, let's say for example, HSBC India is one branch, HSBC, let's say China is another branch. Okay, so this will be treated as an organization, and the bank representative who is representative for us in terms of doing the transactions, it is like a person. So you can create the links between the person and organization and group. Okay, but this is just for the explanation purpose, but otherwise we are always going to click on the second option, that is the organization. Okay, once you click on it, just go to continue. It will take you to the completely new screen of business partner. So this is saying you create the organization under the role FI customer. Okay, I'll tell you why exactly it is taking me to this particular role, but let me tell you first what are this screen all about. So in this screen, system is not asking you the customer information. Normally, let me just open the ECC screen also so that we are able to compare the two screens. Okay, so normally if you open XD01 here, system asks you the customer account group and the company code where you want to create a customer. Even if you want to provide the sales organization, that also you can enter in this screen. But here, as you can see, it is not asking you any customer group. Okay, what it is asking is, instead of customer number, it is asking you business partner number. And instead of customer account group, it is asking you business partner grouping. Okay, so what exactly is this? Let me just go for creation of business partner. Let me select any particular grouping. I'm going for 0001, which is internal number assignment. So I don't need to provide this business partner number because it will be taken by this grouping. Create in business partner role. There are different roles under which a particular business partner can be created. Business partner means any stakeholder which is dealing with your business. It can be your vendor, it can be your customer, it can be external company, it can be the sponsor, it can be the agency. You can see there are a lot of different roles which a particular stakeholder can play in your organization. Okay, but we don't need to worry about all this. We are bothered about hardly 5 or 6 roles out of it. Out of that, more importantly, for customers, we have two, FLCU00 and FLCU01. And for vendor, we have FLVN00 and FLVN01. What is the difference? We'll see. So first of all, if I just go for, instead of this role, create in VP role FI customer, I can go with the general role, which is a business partner general role. Okay, system is asking you, do you want to create a business partner in VP with this role? I'll say yes, create. So it will ask me for this information. I'll just provide this information. So this is company. I need to provide the, let's say, test customer or test business partner. Okay, for SL20, which will help us to identify our customers and vendors. Okay, other important things, if you find anything mandatory, we will enter, otherwise we'll just keep it blank as of now. Okay, so the basic information I provided, now let me try to save, whether it is allowing me to save or not. It is saying address is incomplete, so mandatory information is country, I think. Let's click on save now. So now the business partner has been created with this number 5021. So does it mean the customer is created? No, only the business partner is created. If the customer is also created, I can go into this role and find out whether FLCU00 or FLCU01. If there is a role created under the business partner for customer, then yes, definitely the customer is created. But as of now, as you can see, there are only two roles which are the default roles for this business partner are created, which means still the customer is not created. Now the question is how this number got generated, 5021. So as I told you, based on the business partner grouping, we selected the grouping 0001, which is assigned to the number range, based on which this number got generated. Now once the business partner is created, we want to create this same business partner. We want to use this same business partner as our customer. So what we need to do, we need to create this business partner in another role also, the customer role. Since we are in the display mode, it is only showing us the roles which are already created. If I want to add a new role, I will click on this change mode. Okay, then system will allow me all the different options. I will just go for FLCU01. Okay. Now there is some error here. Somebody has made some problem in the system. Normally, when you click on this FLCU00, instead of this ETM data, we should be able to see the company code data. Okay, somebody has played with the system because of which we are.
Excuse me, Gaurav.
Yes.
Yeah, we are getting some disturbance, so we are not able to concentrate. Can you?
From my side, I don't think so. What about others?
Somebody unmuted, and we are hearing water sound, and we are not able to concentrate.
Okay. What about others? Others are able to hear me properly?
No, we can hear you, but those noises are disturbing.
Yeah, Pradeep, I got it, but I don't think anybody has unmuted himself. So that is the reason I'm just checking with others whether my voice is clear. At the same time, are they also getting some background? Others, please respond. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Sorry, Srini?
Yeah, voice is clear.
Can
A
hear
little
me?
bit of background, maybe somebody unmuted for a while. The voice is clear.
Okay. Okay. No issues. So let me just continue. If you are getting some background noise, then we'll definitely try to see some other option. But normally everyone is, as of now, is muted. So there should not be any background noise. Okay. So let me just go back to the server. Yes, I was telling you that it seems that somebody has changed the standard settings for this role. That is the reason I'm not able to see the company code data here, but let me see if I can go to this. Oh, there is a problem. Just give me a minute. Transaction BP 5021. Let me, instead of customer, let me see if I can create a vendor. So at least we can understand this concept. Sorry. $5021, and let's go into the change mode and let's try to see if, oh, just give me a minute. Okay, let me just do this offline. Okay, I'm not going to take your time in solving this. So the same concept is in 1511. So let me just show you in the 1511, and then once that is solved, I will show you in 1610 also. The thing is same. Let me take you to BP again, and let me create everything from scratch. So if I use the same transaction code XD01 here also in 1511, okay, it will give you the same error that the business partner is, sorry, the XD01 is obsolete and you need to go to transaction BP. So let's go for this organization. I hope everything is fine here. Okay, so by default it will take you to FI customer role. Similar to what we done earlier, I select this 0001 as a business partner grouping, and instead of this I will change this to the business partner general role. System will ask me this question, I will say yes, create it. I'll provide the basic information like again the same thing, taste for. Now here we don't have that company, so not a problem. I'll just say slog, which is a company which is available here. And other mandatory information, I think it was asking for country. Let me just save this. Let me see what is this error now. Transaction BP. Create an organization. Choose a role in which you want to create. Let's select this role. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying and I'll explain you what exactly I'm doing. Company, and let's go for test. Test once again. I will enter all this information. Let me select some other grouping. I think there is a problem with the grouping which is causing this issue. Now this was not expected. Both are working very fine till last time when I used this. So I'm just checking this out. Okay, we can use this. We just need to understand what is the concept of this business partner grouping. So even if 0001 is not working, that is not a problem. So see now, based on this grouping, system has created the business partner. I'll do it once again. So I'll click on this create organization. I'll provide the grouping and I'm creating in the business partner general role. I will enter the basic information, only the mandatory information here, and click on save. Okay, so business partner number 2021 has been created. Now this 2021 is the number which got generated from the business partner grouping. Now if I want to convert this business partner into the customer or the vendor, what I need to do is I need to click on this change button. I need to select the particular role. Okay, let's say the role is FI customer. Then as I told you, this should appear company code. In 1610 we have seen there was something called as ETM data, which is something which is wrong, which is somebody has played with the standard business partner role. That is the reason we are not able to see that proper information there. So I need to click on this company code data and I need to provide for which company code I want to create this. So there is a company code which is already created called as slog here. I will just click on enter. It will ask me for the mandatory information. It is asking for reconciliation account. Let me just select which is already available here. And let's try to save this. If none of the other information is mandatory, it will save. Otherwise, it will ask me for the information. So this is the mandatory information. I need to enter taste. Let me just enter this and the language. Okay, and click on save. Yeah. Now, this is a business partner number 2021, which is also converted as a vendor now, right? So if I go for this company code data, I'll be able to see, sorry, it has been converted as a customer. So now I can see the customer number, which is 126. Okay, so now this 126 is the customer that I will be using to create all the different transactions. So in the sales order, I'm not going to use this business partner number. I'll be using this customer number. Now the question is, first question, as I told you, how this number got generated. We want to see this in the configuration. Second question is how this number got generated. Because earlier in ECC, how this number was coming, any idea? How the customer number was getting generated?
Number range object.
Sorry?
Number range object.
Number range, but
Either
the
internal
number,
or external.
yes, but number range was assigned to
The account group.
Or account group.
Yes. So earlier in ECC, whenever we were using the transaction XT01, system was asking us the account group. And based on the account group, either the external number range was assigned to that account group or the internal number range. In case of external number range, we need to provide the number while creation itself. In case of internal number range, system was generating it automatically. But the thing is, we know that based on the account group, the number was getting generated. But in this case, have you provided any account group? Have you just provided any customer account group? You're not provided, right? Then how this
Yes.
customer number got generated? That is a question. So let me just go to the configuration for this, which will clarify how these numbers are getting generated and what is the configuration required in background in order to have the business partner approach. Okay, so I'll go to cross application components. Within this, we need to go to SAP business partner. Again, the business partner, basic settings. You have number ranges and groupings here. So you define the number ranges here. Instead of that, first let's go to assign the number ranges to the groupings. So this one, AN is the number range that, or the, sorry, grouping that we used, which is assigned to number range 09. Okay, and based on this number range 09, the business partner number got generated, which was 2021, right? So 09, I think someone has missed something, so it is generated 2021, but it is coming from this number range, from 2000 to 3000. So this is fine. This is coming in the normal way. You provide the business partner grouping based on which the number gets generated. The question, second question is how our customer number got generated. So for that, again in the same screen in the cross application components, there is something called as master data synchronization. In the master data synchronization, you have something called as customer vendor integration. Again, you need to open this. This is a very big path. Okay, within this you have business partner settings. Then you have two separate settings, one for customer, other for vendor. We'll go for customer integration. Again, field assignment for customer integration, assign keys, and finally you will get this configuration. The configuration is define the number assignment from direction BP to customer. What do you mean by this? You have created a customer from the business partner, right? First the business partner was created and then you extended that business partner to create a customer. Okay, so if you go inside, you will find that your business partner grouping AN is assigned to customer account group ANDC. So although we are not providing the customer account group while creation of customer, but it is automatically getting defaulted or it is automatically getting derived from this configuration. So based on your business partner grouping, your customer account group is getting derived based on which the customer number is getting generated, right? So this configuration of customer account group will remain in its old path, where you go and configure the different customer account groups and you assign the customer account groups to your, you assign the number ranges to your customer account groups. So customer
Hello,
account,
Gaurav. Where was the
yes,
customer 126 number was generated?
I'm coming to that. Same thing I'm showing you. Assign the number ranges to customer account groups. So here you have A and DC, right? This is the customer account group which was derived, which is assigned to number range 01. So if I go for number range 01 now, I'll be able to see the numbers. Okay, what was the number which was generated for our customer? It is 126. So it is coming from here, from 1 to 999. Right? Is this your question?
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Okay, so this business partner number is getting generated based on the business partner grouping that you select. It is assigned to the number range in the background. At the same time, the business partner grouping that you provide here, this is linked to customer account group in the configuration. So whenever you will create the customer based on the business partner, automatically in the background, system will determine the account group and based on which the customer number will be generated. Okay, so this is how it happens in the business partner approach. Now, let me again take you to the same thing. So I think it was 2021 which we just created. Okay, so 2021, this is what we created. If I go for this FI customer role, it's a problem, BP. Yeah, if I go for company code data, I can see the customer number here with all this information. Now, whatever information you were able to enter in the customer master, whatever different screens you were able to see in ECC. So let me just go to ECC once again. Okay, in XT01, if I provide the account group as, let's say 0001, okay, and company code also, let's say 0001. So here in the company code data, whatever different screens I'm able to see, you will find all that screens available here in the company code data. Okay, and in order to update this company code data, we are using the role called as FI customer. What about sales area? What about entering the details in the sales area? So for that, again, there is a separate role. So for sales, we have FLCU01. It will open the sales and distribution view. If you go to sales and distribution, the same customer that you created, number 126, you can extend to a particular sales organization. Okay, if I just click on enter, it will ask me for the information which is mandatory. Sorry. Let's try to save. Shipping condition. Okay, so now this customer is extended to the sales organization also. and whatever different screens you normally find here in the sales and distribution area. Let me just enter this so you'll get the better idea. So this is in ECC. I'm creating this as test. This is also, let's say, test. Some basic information. Okay, and now if I go for the company code data, whatever things you can see here, account management, payment transaction, correspondence, insurance, you will be able to see all these things in FI customer. Okay, in FI customer, if you go for company code data, you will be able to see all these things, correspondence, insurance, payment transactions, account management, and even more, because it depends upon the account group, right? Which screens will be appearing. So in short, whatever you are able to see in this screen in XT01, you will be able to see here also, but only thing is the upper part will be reserved for the business partner. So you are in the business partner screen, under which you are getting all that information that you were entering into XD01 or FD01 will now be available within the business partner role FI customer for company code and business partner only customer, which is FLCU01 for sales organization, sales and distribution. So this is very much similar to ECC. In ECC, we have three different segments for customer, right? We have a general segment, which is basically used for defining the characteristics of a customer at the client level, like the address and all. Then we have company code data. So if the same customer is created for multiple company codes, it can have different data for different company codes. And the third one is the sales related information, which is sales area organization.
Yeah.
Or
So,
sales area
Gaurav,
segmentation.
Gaurav,
Yeah.
question please. So as we have a business partner linked to customer, is it a one-to-one relationship or is it one-to-many? As you can see, we
It is
created a
one-to-one.
one-to-one. Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a
Yes.
different role based on the different tabs as we have in customer master, correct?
Yes.
Like we have a sales area, we have a tab there, here we have a role, correct?
Yes, you are right. So whatever role you want to create a business partner into, you have different roles which are provided by SAPs. So out of this, there are some standard roles. These are all, see, FLCU00, FLCU01. These are the standard roles, but there are some roles which are created by someone who is doing the practice in this server. So you will, when you go to 1610, you will find only basic roles which are available, which are normally the standard roles. Okay, but other than that, there are a lot of different roles which you may find in the system.
Okay, thank you.
Gaurav, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, right.
Yeah, so when you're entering the sales and distribution information, I do not see the customer number. So is it somewhere hiding here, or you just do it through the business partner? Do you want me to repeat my question? The customer number is 126. So in this particular screen, when you're entering the sales and distribution information, I do not see that. Yeah.
Here in your FI company code data.
Okay, so so when I go into the sales and distribution information, I will not be able to see the customer numbers. Was my question?
Yes, you are right. For that, SAP always recommend one thing, that make sure, or at least try to have this business partner number same as your customer number. Okay, so in order to avoid the confusion, see, anyways, you don't need to remember this business partner number, because whenever you are going to do any transaction related to sales, or maybe from vendor point of view, any transaction related to purchase, you will continue to use this number. You are not bothered about this number at all. But at the same time, it is always a good idea that if you maintain these two numbers exactly same, which will avoid the confusion. So that is also one of the options which is available from the configuration. If you want that same number should be used even for the customer also, you need to do that configuration. Let me just show you that configuration now. So let me again go to the SPRO screen. Okay, I'm going to the same configuration that I just shown you, where the business partner grouping is assigned to the customer account groups. Okay, I mean this particular configuration. So here my business partner grouping ANN is assigned to the customer account group ANDC, and which is, you can see the same number is not ticked. If I tick this same number, what will happen is system will create the same number for customer which is already being used for the business partner. Okay, just to take an example, let's go for this 0001. Let me just check whether the number is not available. That is the reason it is throwing the error. Okay, in the meantime, there are some questions in the chat screen. So I'm coming to that. Don't worry about that. The tables related to the customer and business partner, are there any changes? I'll talk about that. But let me just tell you these things first. So I just want to see whether there is a number range available for 0001. Basic settings, and here this is assigned to A2. Okay, and if I go for A2 here, yes, this is the reason the maximum number has been reached. That is the reason it was throwing the error. Although it should not be the error like this, it should give me the proper information, but this is how it is. Okay, so now I can create the business partner with 0001 as my business partner grouping. I'll go to BP01 once again, or if it is already open, I can use it. So let's go for this new organization where I'll be selecting this grouping as 0001. Okay. Business partner I can select as a general, or I can directly go, this is also the option available, I can directly go for creation of this as a FI customer. So customer and business partner will be created at once. So I'll just enter this basic information like company test. Search term also is going to be test. City. Sorry, zip code and this one. Okay. And the language. So this is from the basic information point of view. Let's go for the company code now, because I'm creating both the business partner as well as customer in the one go. So that is also available. That is also the option that you can do. So I'll select this as log.
So go. I have a question. This is Vijay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So you can create both at once only when you use the same number, is it?
Same number means no. That is not the case. Even if you have a same number or the different number, you can create both at the once. So it may happen that whenever you are creating both at the same time, this is having the separate number and this is having the separate number. That is not a problem at all.
Okay.
I'll show you. So even if I use the same old grouping, I can continue to use this in one go.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let me now try to save this. You can see the customer number is also generated and the business partner number is also generated, and the number is exactly same. So whatever number is generated for business partner, same number is generated for customer, which will avoid the confusion. Okay, but for this, as I told you, the number range that you define here, that tick must be always available. You need to make that tick as same number range. Only after that, the number ranges will be same. Now, you cannot directly come and tick here. There are some prerequisites. For example, if in 0001 number range, I am providing the number 1 to 10, and for this account group, I am providing the number 11 to 20. In that case, system will not allow me to have the same number range, right? Because the number ranges which are assigned to this account group and this business partner grouping are not same. So first of all, before coming and ticking this information here. Let me just try to do that. So for example, if I go for, let me just change this to KUNA. Okay, see, if I try this, and if I try this same number, system is throwing error. What it is saying is number ranges for grouping 0001 and account group KUNA are different. Okay, let me show you that what exactly this means. So KUNA as the account group. I need to go to financial accounting once again. Let me just close this and assign this one. KUNA is having the number range XX. Now, if I go for this number range, it is having the numbers in the alphabets. Okay, even if there are numbers in the numerics, they are not the same. But if you see this, I think 01, not 01, I think A2 is assigned, right? A2. You can see this number is exactly same as the business partner grouping, which are assigned to the number range. So if I show you the business partner grouping for A2, let me just show you that. So again, I need to go to cross application components. Okay, and see the grouping which is 0001 is assigned to A2, and A2 is having the number ranges which are exactly same as that we have in the customer account groups. Right? This is one thing. Yeah.
Quick question, Gaurav. So is the number range object for business partner, customer, vendor, are they all the same?
Number objects, what do you mean by that?
So, so the number interval, for example, A2, is that a coincidence that they are same, or can we have for the same interval, for example, when I'm talking about a billing document, correct? RV billage or RF billage for accounting document. They are two different objects in them by themselves, right? And you can have A2. Yeah.
Yeah, these are two different objects. Only the numbers are coincidentally same, but the objects are definitely different. The number ranges for business partner groupings and number ranges for customer account groups, they are totally different objects.
And so a third one for vendor also, right? A third
yes,
one,
yes.
vendor
Even,
is also different too. Yeah, okay, got it.
Yes, yes. Even it is not necessary that the number should, the code of the number should be always same. Even if this is not A2, this is something else, but if it is having the numbers which are similar, that is also sufficient. So the numbers
no, I didn't
are
mean the range itself. I meant, I wanted to clarify. See, yes, I mean, it's a good idea that to avoid the confusion, you know, one of the questions that came out was very good. We could not see the customer number. To avoid that confusion, we could choose to have the same number range or numbering for the business partner between business partner itself, customer and vendor, or not maybe. But my question was, are we able to differentiate, are there different objects? That's all. But yeah, I understand, yes, you can have an A5 representing the same interval, that's absolutely fine.
Yes. Okay, one important another thing is you can see this is my business partner grouping, right? This is the number intervals for business partner, and you can see this is internal. Okay, you can see if I'm while creation of business partner, if I show you here, while creation of business partner, I am selecting this internal number range and I am not providing any number here. And that is the reason it is generating the next number. But in case of customer number range, let me again go back.
By the way, was the A2, I think that is the reason why that error was coming. Is this 1610 or is it 1511 year in?
This is 1511.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now if I show you the number range A2 for customer, A2, this should be always external. I will tell you why. Let me give you the example. So let's say the business partner number. See, when you are creating the customer through business partner is going to be created first, and then only the customer will be created. So if my business partner is getting generated with customer number 1 and the number range is same for customer, and if customer is also having the internal number range, for example, so what will happen? Customer will also get created with 1. Second, I created a business partner with number 2. Customer is also created with number 2. Third, I created a business partner with number 3, but I have not converted that into the customer. Okay, so this is not created. I'll go to business partner 4, and now if the customer is created, the next number available for customer is 3, not 4, right? Which is a problem. That is the reason this customer number should be always external, which means it will not take the internal number range. It will only take the number from business partner. So whatever is available in the business partner, the same number will be taken by customer. And that is the reason this is another mandatory thing, that this number range should be always external. Customer number range should be always external if you want same number to be generated for your business partner. So there are two prerequisites. The numbers should be same. At the same time, customer number should be external. These are the two conditions if you want to have same number range for customer and business partner. And it is also true for vendor. So whatever we have discussed till now, this is not only for customer, even for vendor also same thing applies.
So Gaurav, can the business partner be external as well?
Business partner can be external as well. That is not a problem. It can be external. So if that is external, you need to provide here. Whatever number you will provide here, based on that, it will also generate the same number for customer, because customer number is defined as same. So business partner is independent. It can be internal, it can be external. But if you want that whatever number is generated for business partner should be the same number for customer also, in that case, customer number should be always external.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gaurav, another question. Suppose I have a business partner number 1, 2, 3, and I want the same business partner have a customer role customer also 1, 2, 3, and a vendor role also 1, 2, 3. In which case, business partner need to have 2 account groups, one as a vendor, one as a customer, and all the 3 will have the same number range object, right?
Yes. So similar to, as I told you, if I go for the configuration,
okay,
similar to the groupings or the mappings of direction BP to customer, there is also another screen where you have settings for vendor integration, same way. So field assignment, assign keys, and here you will be defining vendor account group in connection to the business partner grouping, same way.
Okay, okay.
So whatever number will be generated for business partner, when you convert that business partner into customer, it will take a same number, and even if you convert the same business partner as your vendor also, it will also take the same number in that case.
Okay. And another question, you can create org structure also using the business partner, because I saw one of the role as a plant. So you can create org structure using the business partner transaction?
No, that is different thing. So whenever we are using business partner, we are only going to use it as a organization, and for the customers and vendors, whichever are the standard roles which are provided, we are only going to use that.
Okay, what is the role for plant then? I saw in the BP when you are creating a drop down of a role, I see a plant also.
No,
is
it may be related to... No. This is not for intercompany customer. Yeah, I got your point. This is not for intercompany vendor customer. It has nothing to do with the vendor and customer at all. It is something which is, I don't know, maybe for some other functionality this is being used. So as I told you,
But
from our point of view. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, from the CRM perspective, you can create the org structure also using the same BPV transaction.
Maybe that is the reason I'm telling you. So maybe from that perspective, yes, plant is required. But if I talk about the whatever we are discussing, the vendor, customer, how they are going to be created, as the business partner, we are only going to use these roles.
Okay. Can you
Okay,
briefly
now,
talk about all the roles available in 1610 or 1511? Yeah, what are all the roles used in general? We know
yeah,
vendor,
so
we know about the customer. Can you just give a brief about each account group?
yes, just give me a minute. I'm also like whatever we use, I'll be able to give you that because there are a lot of roles
Sure.
which are provided for different things. So let me just open this 1610. Why I'm opening 1610 is because nobody has played at least with that roles because here you can see
Yeah.
lot of different roles.
Yeah.
So let's go for this and let's see here. See here also somebody has created some zeros.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see which one I am comfortable with. So yes, starting from here, FLCU00, FLCU01, this is for customer, this is for vendor. Apart from this, we are also going to use the business partner role for credit management, which is UKM000. Okay.
Okay.
For collections and disbursement management, we use UDM000, which is again the part of FSCM. But other than that, I think these are something which is related to different applications which we used in connection to ECC.
Okay. How about
what-
ship to and sold to and bill to payer? Do we have any partner functions here using these roles,
Yes.
or they're not
Yes.
roles at all?
No, they are available. That is not a role. See, there is a difference between a role and the business partner function. So I'm coming to it. So
Okay.
let me just go back to our original screen. So I'll say start. Okay, so here, say the changes first. I don't know what changes we have done. So let's click on this. Okay, so here, if I go for this is FI customer and this is for a SD customer. If I go for sales and distribution view, you can see these partner functions, they are still available. So whatever partner functions you will be assigning to the account groups as we do in ECC, same way you will be able to see the partner functions here. So there is no change in the way the partner functions will be assigned to the customer because as I told you, all these things, orders, shipping, billing, additional data, status, this is all coming from whatever was available in the normal master data in XT01.
But in case of
Right?
ECC, when you create a sold to, it's a different account group, and a sold to is a ship to is a different
That is,
account group.
yes, that is a different thing. I'll tell you how. So for
Okay.
example, now let me give you the example here. So whenever you create a customer, okay, so you are, let's say you have the account groups, customer account groups. Which were like sold to party, ship to party. Okay, so now, as I told you, there is no account group which you can provide in the business partner screen. You only have the
Yes.
option of providing the business partner groupings. So what you need
Yeah.
to do is, if you want to create a customer under sold to party, you need to have a business partner grouping which is one-to-one assigned with sold to party. So what you need to do is whenever you are going to create a new business partner, here itself you need to provide sold to party. Okay, if it is not available, you need to create it. Like this, somebody has created Z1. So what you need to do, you need to create your own business partner groupings, which will be assigned 1:1 in the configuration that we see. So you have the customer account groups defined in the traditional configuration, and you need to define the business partner groupings in the business partner configuration, and also you need to assign the business partner grouping 1:1 with your customer account groups. Are you with me, or you want me to? create at least one?
Yeah, I'm confused a little bit with this concept. Because if I have one sold to multiple ship to, suppose if a distributor is there and there will be end customers, 10 of them they will be servicing, and I want to create that distributor as a sold to and 10 ship tos, how do we?
You need to create first of all 10 business partners, right? Similar to in ECC also. In ECC also, if you are creating 10 different ship to, you need to have 10 different customers created, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So same thing you have to do here. So you have to create a ship to party as a business partner grouping, which will be assigned 1:1 into the ship to party as account group. Okay, so you will be creating all that 10, and then you will be creating sold to party as a customer, and in the partner functions, business partner functions, you'll be assigning that ship to parties. Similar to what you are doing in ECC, only thing is instead of account group, you will be selecting the business partner grouping here, and you will be following the new way of creating the customer.
And got a question, then we can have a different number range as well based on the account group, right? For the grouping.
Definitely. Definitely.
So sold to and ship to, bill to pair, we can have a different number range as well.
Definitely. See, what you are going to do is, if I give you the simple example, in ECC, you already have, let's talk about the conversion now. Let's forget about the new implementation. For example, if you are already using 4 account groups, customer account groups with the defined set of number ranges. So what you can do is, in parallel to whatever you have the account groups in your ECC system, you will create the business partner groupings 1:1. And you will provide the same number range into your business partner groupings. Okay, maybe the customers which are already used that you skip, and you will create a new number ranges so that whenever a new business partner is generated, it is having the same number as customer. Okay, anyways, we are going to discuss this in detail when we talk about the conversion, but this is how it works. So if you have 10 different customer account groups, you need to have 10 different business partner groupings also.
Yep, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but while creating 11, one distributor and 10 ship tos, I'll be creating 11 business partners and 11 customers, and only we assign the partner functions, 10 of them to one sold to. That's how it is, or the role is different for a ship to versus sold to?
No, role is not different. Role is not different. Role is only one. Only the business partner grouping is different.
Oh, which grouping I'll use for sold to versus ship to?
Which grouping? You need to create the groupings 1:1. So for sold to, you will be creating a separate business partner grouping, and for ship to, again, you will be creating a separate business partner grouping.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me now talk about.
Yes, so standard SAP never provided grouping like that, right? Sold to and ship to, separate ones.
Yeah, from the business partner grouping point of view, they are not provided, but we can always create that. That is not an issue.
Okay.
It's like a standard. What we can do, like a sold to can have a number range of 1, ship to can have a 1-2, and if you can plant, we can have a say 1-3, and if we have a bill to pair, you can have a external number range of anything. It could be the same. We can assign the same number range to business partner, which will go to the customer.
Exactly.
Gaurav, what are the standard BP roles for vendor?
For vendor, there are 2, FLVN00 and FLVN01. FLVN00 is for company code data, and FLVN01 is for the purchasing organization data. Okay, let me just answer 1 or 2 questions from the chat. There are a lot of questions on the chat screen now. So let me go one by one. Arijit has asked earlier, I think he must have got his answer by now. If you are creating the customer, will it not be under person? It will be, yeah, it will be under organization always. Whenever you are creating the customer and vendor, it will be always under the organization. Which table stores the customer information? I'm coming to it. How do we now maintain partner functions? I think you got the answer, Sharmila. Can I have customer with different account groups? Like, again, you got the answer, I think. will grouping control any of the field? Yes, this is something which I need to discuss. Okay, let me just discuss that first. So now when I am, for example, if I create a new organization again, I think I am in 1610, better to go for 1511. So I think this is 1511. Can you see? Yes, this is 1511. Okay, so now if I click on organization, data has been changed. You want to save? No. Yeah, so for example, if I create the business partner under this role, BP role, you can see the house number, city, all these things are not mandatory. Okay, but if I change this to, let's say, FLCU01 or 00, see the difference. There are a lot of things, lot of fields which will become mandatory. So how this is controlled? Are they controlled based on the role? The answer is no. They are not based on the role. They are based on the account group of the customer. Okay, so what is happening? As soon as you select FLCU00, and by this grouping, system is automatically determining the customer account group. And in the customer account group, we already have the field control, which is defining whether a particular field is mandatory or not. So based on that, it is asking you the mandatory information.
And this
So
must
again,
be
this is
controlled
something.
by config, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Whatever configuration you were controlling earlier. So for example, if I go for, see, normally it was controlled from here within the financial accounting. ARAP define screen per company code and define screen per activity, right? So if you are creating the customer accounting view, then what is the information which is mandatory? You define from here, right? So what is happening in the background is whenever you are selecting a particular role, business partner role, and the grouping, based on this, the customer account grouping is getting determined. And based on that grouping, system is asking you that this field is mandatory or that particular thing is mandatory or not.
I'm a little lost here, Gaurav. Are you telling that the same old ECC grouping settings
Yes,
will work?
yes,
So,
yes, same
and
old
what is the
groupings.
so what is the mapping between the business partner grouping and the grouping here? How does system know, or is there a mapping somewhere configuration?
Yes, yes. That is the first mapping that we have seen. You may have missed that. So it is here in the.
All right, okay, yeah. That is not just for number range, but also the linking the business partner grouping and the customer grouping itself. Account
That
groups.
is mainly, yes, that is
Right, right.
mainly for groupings. Yes.
Yeah,
This one.
correct. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay, yeah. So basically, half the configuration is here, and rest of it is like the standard ECC anyway.
Yes, see what is happening is the screen, yes, the screen which is now controlling the master data is business partner screen. But once it is identifying, once it is determining the account group of the customer, then the number range, the field control, everything is coming from the last configuration, old configuration, I mean.
Since we are here, I wanted to ask the questions in the end, but just one question here, which is more relevant. So you know, the credit management is one other big piece which is changing to FSCM, correct? And the credit control area, and in your standard configuration, the configuration that you created, you did not create the credit control area. I'm assuming that is because it's called credit segment in the new world, in the FSCM world.
No. Credit control area is still required. I have not created because when we will discuss credit management, it will make more sense, because if I do it now, you may get the feel when I configure the credit management that we are not configured. That is the reason I just kept it is, but that will be really required. Credit control area is still required.
Okay, can you go back to the BP, one of the customers that you're looking at, and billing tab especially?
Sorry, where you want me to go?
Yeah, the BP screen 2021, customer, and if you can to the sales area view, and within
Okay,
that
so
there is a,
yeah, so for that you need to select FLCU01. See one thing, currently if I am going to FLCU00 FI customer, you are able to see the sales and
yeah,
distribution, which is wrong. This is someone has changed the standard one. Normally
okay.
in FI customer you will be only able to see company code, and in FLCU01 it will only display sales and distribution. So always go
Okay.
for FLCU01 if you are updating the sales and distribution view. Yes,
I'll
now.
come to that. Okay, so billing tab, please.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, yeah, the credit control, yeah, we can see it here, still see it here. Okay, that is good.
No, but even if you are able to see it here, this is not going to work because that is a separate configuration altogether. This is coming
Okay,
from
so
the old credit management.
correct. So ideally we should hide this in the new
Yes.
S4HANA world. If you go there, you should hide it on that account
Yes.
group. Correct?
Yes, you
Okay.
are right. Yeah.
I can see a tab there, button there, relationships. I'm assuming that is a relationship between the business partner, customer, and vendor. All the BP
No,
roles are
no,
declared.
no,
Is that right? No?
no,
What is that?
no, no. If you remember, we started off with three different things: the group, the organization, and the person.
Right. Or that's the relationship, is
Right?
it?
That is the relationship, yes, which is not
Oh,
relevant to us.
right. Okay.
Sharmila.
Sorry.
Yeah, Sharmila.
I still there is some confusion on one of the linkage. So based on the grouping, we determine the business partner number range. Then based on the business partner role, okay, there is something account group is linked, and you have a config where business grouping and the account group are linked, and we find the number range. But say for one grouping, I have multiple business partner role. Okay, say vendor, customer. So how that role is linked to the customer account group only, and how, I mean, when I'm selecting vendor, there may be this vendor role is assigned to one account group which belongs to vendor. Then if I select
Yes,
business partner role as customer, it will be assigned to some other account group. So where is that linkage?
yes, yes, yes. See, it is a combination of both. For example, if I am in FLCU01, then obviously I am considering the business partner grouping to the customer account group because I am in the BP role customer. Okay, so it will go to the account group of the customer, not for the vendor. But if I change this to vendor, then obviously it will go for the vendor account group which is linked to this business partner grouping. So it is not only this business partner grouping, it is a combination of which role you are creating and under which grouping you are creating.
So is that stored under some table? I mean, like grouping plus role is equal to my this account group.
Not required, because see, you need to understand this thing. If you have this grouping assigned to your customer account group, there is no need of separate table because this is determining from the system itself. There is not a single table which will tell you all these three groupings. But this is obvious because whenever we are selecting the role of customer, this will obviously go into the customer account group. It will not go to the business, it will not go to the vendor account group. So it is always based on this role that this grouping will be checked in the configuration.
Can you show me the group and the role linkage?
Group and the role linkage. Which group are you talking about? The business partner grouping or this one?
Say suppose for 0001 grouping, there may be having multiple business partner roles defined.
No, no, no. We are defining it here. Whatever roles you want to define, you are defining it here. There is no combination of this anywhere in the system that you can configure. Why do you want to configure? Can you tell me the scenario why you are looking for this combination?
So suppose I go for the Z creation of the grouping.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that Z grouping, I may be having different kind of business partner role, not the standard one which SAP has provided.
So you want to restrict the business partner roles for a particular account groupings, you mean to say, business partner groupings.
So there would be some, yeah, there would be some linkage, right? Where for this grouping, I have this many number of the partner roles.
Yes, we can define that, but see, okay, let me just show you. We can definitely define that for a particular, let's say for a particular business partner grouping, I don't want anyone to create this business partner role. I want to restrict that. That is possible, but why do you think that will be required in our case? Because in our case, we are only bothered about creation of customer and vendor.
Just to simplify, not to confuse, I mean from the user experience, if I am only from the say, regrouping, only 2 roles which needs to be, for which it will be creating. I don't want my drop down list to be so big.
Or Gaurav, there could be a scenario when only the customer which is only created with a company code one, they shouldn't have access for the sales order one. The customer who should have the sales order, they shouldn't have the company code data. So that could be a scenario, could be. So with the role, you can, control that.
Yes, okay. So let me just show you here the controlling of business partner roles with business partner groupings. So these are my business partner roles. Okay, and these are my numberings. What is this PP role groupings? No, this is something else. Okay, let me just check this because I have not explored this particular configuration, but yes, if this is definitely going to be there, but where exactly is that? I just need to find it out.
Gaurav, if you go to the node, which is basically BP role groupings, can you see in the business partner roles, basic settings, business partner roles, yeah.
Okay.
If you go to the define BP role grouping itself.
No, these groupings are different. I think it is not the same
if you go to the sub node there within the node that is currently selected, that is the one. So for example, if you choose SL, what was that? SL02 or something like whatever is. So this is the, I think. So logically speaking, that link has to be there, as in the relationship between the BP role itself and the account group, which is the BP grouping. Sorry. So that link has to be there. I think Shamla is right. Otherwise, how would anyone control what is displayed, what has to be displayed, what roles, BP roles have to be displayed per grouping?
Okay. Yeah, let me check. Definitely it should be there, but let me just check where exactly that is available.
I mean, this probably isn't the node, I don't know, but looks like based on the description, I can see there is a grouping and role.
Yes, description wise, it is looking like that, but actually speaking, this is just the roles. You can see when I'm going inside, this is just showing me the roles. Okay, let me just find it out instead of doing R&D now.
So
I'll just try to find it.
Yeah, sorry. What is the role grouping that we had there? 001, for example. I can't see the list here.
Yes, we have 001. So that is something which we need to find out because this is the grouping 001. So how this is assigned to business partner role, that is something we need to check it out. I'll do that. Offline, I'll do that. Okay. Okay, let me now just talk about the table level. So normally in ECC for customer, we had different kind of tables like KNA1, which was used for storing the general data of the customer, KNB1, which was used for the customer master data at the company code level, and there was a table for the sales organization level. Similarly, for vendor also we had 3 different tables, LF A1, LF B1 and LF M1. So all these tables are available as it is. There is no change in the table. So for example, if I go for the table KNA1 for the customer that we just created, customer number 126, you will find that this is still available in the same way. I think this is with system. I'm not sure. Just give me a minute. Let me just go here. Let's see, 16. KNA1 and customer number 126. Okay, you can see it is created in the same way as it was updated earlier. So whatever data you mentioned in the business partner general data, let me show you where exactly. So here in the business partner screen, whatever data you entered here in the general data screen, you will find that information is available here. Okay, and whatever data you updated in the business partner company code details that you will find in KNB1, which is for the company code data. So if I go for again 126, you will be able to see the same data with all the details like reconciliation account, payment terms, whatever you enter, that is still available. What is the third table? I don't remember the KN what? For customer, I mean?
ANVV.
We
ANVV, yes, yes. KNVV.
So,
Gaurav,
I have a question.
Gaurav, what is the intention of doing all this from SAP side?
Yeah, as I told you, the intention is to centralize the master data. Currently, we have separate master data for ECC, separate master data for CRM, SRM, EWM, not EWM exactly, but FSCM. So we have two set of master data. All these applications like CRM, SRM, they use the master data from business partner, while the ECC application was using the master data independently. So now when the plan is to bring all these applications into one common platform, this is just the starting point, so that everything should be available at one common place.
Including the FSCM. That brings to my one of my other questions, Gaurav. So there is also something called validity periods here in the business partner on the screen. I'm interested to know where can that be configured. So one of the business case out of my imagination is I can have a customer who is at the address 1 now, okay, and he can move to a new address. I know already that in 3 months time the address will change. I can always change it, but usually in large organizations there is too much of bureaucracy, approvals, etc. for address change, and that change itself takes like a lot of approvals, a lot of and being global data, address data, it takes a lot of approvals, etc. Which you can do pre-agree, and you can have the address validated there. If you go back to your BP screen,
Yes.
my question was, I know it is one of the things is addresses. The validity period, is it applicable to all the data across the business partner, customer, vendor, or is it just the address data, or what is
It
it
is just the
applicable?
address data. It is just the address data.
All right. Okay. Let's go back to the tables.
Yep. Okay. So
on the tables itself, sorry, I know there is a BUT 000 table which is for the business partner. Now these are they views, or these are CDS views, or they're actual tables? KNVB and KNV1.
No, I'm coming to it. These are all the standard tables as of today also. They are not the views. See, first of all, just try to understand why SAP has converted some of the tables as views. Okay. The tables which are converted as the views are mainly the tables which are storing the repetitive data. So do you think that the tables like KNA1, KNB1, KNBV, they are repeating the data? No, they are holding the data which is stored at one common place. The examples, like if you are aware of the SAP tables, like you must be aware of financial tables like BSIK, BSID, BSAD. These are the repetitions, and that is the reason they are converted as the views. Even in sales also, there are some tables. I'll tell you when we discuss about the simplification in the data model. So there are, yes. But other than that, the standard tables that we are talking about from the master data point of view, all these standard tables are available, but we also need to understand now, because business partner has been added. So what is the table for business partner, and where exactly is the link between my customer and business partner? These are the two questions which should come to your mind.
Yeah, I've
So
already had that one.
Yes, you already told BUT000. This is the master data table for the business partner, which is the general data. Okay, so now if I enter this 2021 here, which is the business partner we just created, it will give me the master data information for a particular business partner, but this will not give me the information like which customer is assigned with this particular business partner. If I want to have a link between my customer and business partner, it is not directly available in one table. I need to have a join of two tables. Okay, what is the second table? Second table I'll show you, but this is the reference key which will connect my this business partner table to the customer number. So then another table which is used for the integration between customer and business partner is CVI, which is customer vendor integration, underscore CUST, which is customer and underscore link. Again, these are not the new tables. These are the traditional tables which are available in ECC also, which were just to make sure that the link is created between the customer and the business partner. So if you provide the business partner GUID here, it will give you the customer number, which customer belongs to this particular business partner. So similar to customer link, there is another table called as CVI underscore vend underscore link, VEND, which will provide you the link between your business partner and your vendor. Right?
Kind of,
so these are the
yeah.
table level. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, with so many simplifications, I wonder why they did not combine all this into one table. Just have two more fields on B200 with the customer.
Yeah, one of the reason which I think is it is not only customer and vendor. You have seen there are a lot of different roles in business partner. So they cannot think of only bringing the customer and vendor information in one table. They need to think about all the roles having the connection in one table. So that is something which is difficult to do, and that is the reason I think they are still not done.
So
but otherwise, if it is only
for each link we have a table then. So are we saying that? So CV underscore cust under or vend underscore link is for customer vendor. So for each of the other roles, do you know the tables? I mean, you don't have to know everything, but I'm just asking if you know that each of them is a table, is it? All of the links?
No, CVI stands for customer vendor integration. So
okay.
it cannot be for other roles, but definitely for other roles where there is a combination, there must be some tables which are connecting the roles, which are connecting the different applications with the business partner.
Okay. So is that not, I was hoping, is that not displayed in the BP screen itself somewhere where I can see that this is my business partner number, this is the customer number, this is the vendor number, etc. No such link in the, like your document flow or a purchase order history in MM. Is that not available in the BP screen itself?
No, in the BP screen itself, I don't know what you mean. Just let me just open this. So for example, if, where is that? Yes. So if I go to the BP screen, okay, and if you want to know for a particular business partner, let's say for business partner number 2021, which is the customer and which is the vendor, that you will be only able to find in this FLCU 00 and in the company code segment. So it will give you both the numbers.
Right, so I have to switch to each of the BP role screen to actually look at the link between the business partner and the customer and vendor, is it?
No. See. If you go to FLCU 00 or you go to FLVN 00, you will get both the links. You don't need to go for FLVN 00 to find the data.
Fine, okay, correct. Okay. So is that not a, so for example, here we are, okay, I know majorly this suffices all the customer, vendor and business partner link, but there can be other roles, right? There can be businesses which use other roles as well. Is there, in the screen, is that not available in one place, or is there a report that shows all these links? See, I would not expect the users to go and start checking the tables, right, for example.
No, but let me tell you one thing. See, although we are creating the business partners, we are not going to use this business partner anywhere in our transactions. Only in credit management reporting, we will need the business partner number. Otherwise, whenever you are doing the sales order, whenever you are doing the purchasing, everything, whatever transactions you do in sales and purchase, you are not bothered about the business partner at all, right? You are only worried about the customer number. And even if you don't remember the customer number, let's say, for example, you created a customer and now you don't remember the business partner number, how are you going to come here in this business partner master data screen? So this old transactions like XK01 or XT03 and XK03, they are still available, XD03, and you can enter 126, but automatically it will redirect to the business partner. So that is also something which you don't need to remember each time.
Fine, okay. So that is a very interesting point you got on the FSCM part. So yes, as long as I'm a very specific sales user, I'm not bothered about the business partner as such, but there is always a link when it comes to credit management, right? Especially the FSCM part.
Yes, credit management, there is a definitely link.
So we can talk about that later probably. Once we go to the FSCM reports and settings, etc. There.
Yes, definitely. We are going
to be link between business partner and customer, or even not vendor, but customer definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Let me see the chat. Yes.
What about the vendor master function modules, the creation of vendor master or creation of customer master? So is it a new function module now?
No, see, in the background, it will call the same functional module. Whatever applications were being used earlier, they will be used. Only thing is, it will not directly call because it will be called from the transaction BP. Other than that, whatever the different technical objects were available, that will remain as it is.
So if I'm creating, say, a vendor master or a customer master using, say, a function module for my load, so it should work. Is that what you're saying?
No. Okay. It will not work because it should come from the functional module of business partner. If you directly create a customer, that is not going to work because that is not supported anymore.
Okay.
So did you say those function models cease to exist?
Functional modules will be existing, but you cannot call them directly.
What do you mean? Sorry. So I mean, I don't know who that was, but that is a valid question. So there are many programs. For example, there can be a front end that is actually creating a customer, for example, in a FMCG or retail setup. Okay, and that is calling the BAPI, customer create or vendor create, for example. So do you know if the function modules are changing? Are they being? Is there a tool provided by SAP to automatically kind of, let's say, change the code, etc.? How does it? Do you know?
Yes. See, whatever changes are available, the SAP has done that simplification. So by default, whenever you will be using that tools from the technical level, also they will not be supported. Maybe there will be definitely some changes into it, but yes, they will not allow you to process the transaction from the backend also.
Okay. Now that brings me to my other question: IDOCs, big topic, DevMas, CREMAS, etc., etc. What happens to those? So there are many
IDOCs. Yes, IDOCs, there are very much restrictions on IDOCs in 15.11 and 16.10. 15.11, it is very difficult. They were not supported itself in 15.11. In 16.10, although they are supported, but there are some restrictions. So we are going to talk about that in detail.
Okay, all right, I'll hold on.
Yep.
Sorry, if again, sorry, last question. So we know in our standard ECC we can play with the screens, screen exits, adding new fields, blah blah. In fact, many large organizations I've worked with, we have screens and additional fields, additional screens and as well as additional fields that are very, very important for them. How do you know how that does work in the S4HANA space?
It will work because see, whatever changes you were doing, the traditional GUI is also available as of now. We can see we are doing the transactions from the traditional GUI itself, and there is another option of using the Fiori screens. So it depends upon you where you want to add these fields, whether you want to add these fields in the traditional GUI. In that case, you will be using the same ABAP logic that we were using earlier. If you want to use the new fields onto SAP Fiori, then apart from ABAP in the background, you also need to add that new fields in the Fiori screen also. But definitely
so
that is
it's
possible.
like it's just a front end. It's just a reflection of what we. So I mean, I can add a field there using UEFI, and that need not be really be converting into functionality. That's not the idea, right? So Fiori is just a reflection of. So the functionality has to be added into the standard GUI anyway, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So just one question. Did you work on a migration? So new implementation is probably easier because new implementation is greenfield. That's fine. But migration is, I think most of us come from an experience working with SAP clients. So and greenfield is not an answer for them. At least the clients I worked with are huge, large. Greenfield is not an answer for them. The only answer for them is migration. So do you know, if I know this is one of the CVI is one of the prerequisites to even to move to S4HANA. So there are custom fields, custom screens, etc. So they will work as is in S4HANA. Is that what you're saying?
Sharmila, can you just mute yourself? Yes, Raghu. Yes, the custom codes that you already written, they will work as it is wherever possible, but there are some places where you need to perform the adjustment. So that anyways, conversion is a complete topic that we are going to discuss towards the end of the course. So not only the conversion of the custom objects, we need to also talk about how are we going to convert our existing customers and vendors into the business partners. Currently what we've seen, we created a new business partner directly, but we need to worry about from the conversion point of view of converting the existing customers and vendors. So all that things we'll be seeing in detail.
So there is a topic for that. Okay, all right. I'll hold my fire there.
Gaurav, is there a course content that we can review so that we can avoid this kind of questions, or that we know that we'll cover in the future?
Yes. So what I'll do tomorrow is I will just show you the complete course content so that you are able to understand what exactly are the things we are going to talk about, so we can hold for that questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Gaurav, you able to hear me?
Yes, Arijit, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know, where can we find the account group in the BP screen? I mean, for example, I can see the business partner number. I can also
Yes, that is not possible, Arijit. If you want to.
So how? Yeah.
Arijit, can you just mute yourself, please? There is some background noise. Yes, Arijit, so this is something which is the question in our mind also. As of today also, I'm still not able to find whether it is available somewhere. So the Arijit is asking the customer account group, whether it is available in the business partner screen. I am not able to find it. Maybe you can try it and I'll also try, but I don't think that is available anywhere in the business partner screen.
Okay, so I mean, there is no way of finding out, I mean, under which account group have I created the business partner and the customer or the vendor for the group?
It's on the
no,
table, right? BP00 table, it is there.
Table, yes, table definitely it is there, but from the front end point of view, I need to check, because this is the question which even the last batch persons asked, and I was trying to do that, but I don't think it is possible, but I'll check that.
Okay. One more question. I mean, first we have to, for example, I'm a Relium consultant. So, first we have to create the, vendor account group, and this is by the SPR scheme. And when we create a vendor, we have to use this BP transaction and we have to do the data.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I need to leave now. I have another meeting at 10:30. So, Raghu, sorry for that. I thought maybe we'll be getting some time towards the end of the session to clarify your doubts. But what you can do, Raghu, is maybe you can join 15 minutes earlier tomorrow before our session, so that whatever doubts you have, we can just discuss that. Yeah.
Sure. No problem. Thank you.
For others also who wanted to have some questions on the course related things who have not joined the earlier sessions. So please join 15 minutes earlier. We'll try to solve all your doubts. Okay. Thank you for today's session. And if you have any more questions, please note it down please do some practice tomorrow, and we can have some more questions and answers on this before we proceed towards the next topic. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. What is the next topic you are going to cover tomorrow?
Tomorrow we will be talking about the changes in the material master.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.